What's going on, combat sports fans? Welcome to Joe's Madness. If you're new to the channel and have a passion for combat sports, punch that subscribe button into submission. And if you enjoy this prediction for UFC 212, make sure to slap that like button like a pimp, like you mean it, and share the video with your family and friends, and let us know down below in the comment section what you think of this prediction and so forth. So we have a very fun fight lined up to kick things off. To my understanding, it's going to be the first fight of the night, and I thought at one point this was going to be a bantamweight fight, but from what it looks like, it's actually going to be a flyweight fight at 125 pounds, as the UFC has it set for their weight at 125. So Marcus Beltran, the Psycho, will be moving down to the flyweight from the bantamweight instead of, I believe this is how you say his name, Deiveson Figueiredo. The UFC has it as the first and the last name without the middle name, but then some sites have it without the last name for Figueiredo. For him, they just have it as Deiveson and then the UFC has it as Deiveson Figueiredo. So if I am saying this wrong and you want to help me learn how to say it, you can put it down in the comments section, abbreviate it out, so I have dyslexia that I got from a brain injury when I was a child. But anyways, let's get to the prediction and then a little bit of background prediction information on these two fighters. So I am going to be going with the debuting of Deiveson Alcantara. See, they're on their even UFC's website, they have it two different ways actually, where they have over on the Pick'em, they have it as Alcantara for his last name, and then on their main website for the event, they have it as Figueiredo for his last name. So it's kind of like, which way are they going to go with? Which way does he want to have it as? I'm not sure. I believe that is the man right there on the right. From my understanding, there's very few images of him out there. I watched some of his fights before, learning a little bit about the man. Watched some of the fights that they have online on YouTube for him, because he fought at Jungle Fights and he's fought at some other places. There's not a whole lot of information. There's not any articles that I could really find out where there was, find out more information about the man. But I remember when this fight was announced, I could have swore there was something that I read, a tweet and an article that was hyping up the man as a champion, coming off that he's 11-0. He's got a perfect record as a pro MMA fighter, and that he trains with Jose Aldo and Renan Barão and these other fighters as well and whatnot. That he trains at the same gym and so forth as those two, champion and former champion, the champion Jose Aldo and former champion Renan Barão. So it's like interesting, but I mean, like, you see that it's there. It shows you what I'm picking. I am picking a submission in the first round for Deiveson. I want to say Deiveson. I want to say it with an R so bad for some reason, but there's no R in his first name. Deiveson Alcantara Figueiredo. I'm picking him to win by submission in the first round, and part of that is why, because he's got 5 wins by submission, he's got 5 wins by KO, TKO, and 1 by decision. He's coming off of a submission victory in his last fight by arm triangle choke, and prior to that at Jungle Fight 90, he won by KO, a guillotine choke at Jungle Fight 87 with a guillotine choke there. He had back-to-back TKOs prior to that. We can start back with, we'll start out, actually, I'm going to start over a little bit here with his career as a pro MMA fighter. He started out with a submission armbar victory. Then he won by TKO, a guillotine choke in his next fight, then a unanimous decision in his 4th fight. His 5th fight, he won by guillotine choke, so there he has 2 guillotine choke victories. Then he's got a KO in his next fight, back-to-back TKOs in 2014. And then, as I had already said, Jungle Fight 87, he got a guillotine choke, so he's got 3 guillotine choke victories and an armbar. Then he's got KO and then an arm triangle choke. He's got those chokes down and whatnot. And for Marcos Psycho Beltran, he's got 8 wins with 4 losses, it says here, but UFC says he's 8-5. So Sherdog has him with 1 less loss, which is interesting. So here it has him with 3 submission losses, 1 KO TKO loss. He's won twice by KO TKO, 4 times by submission, and twice by decision for Marcos Psycho Beltran. You know, he is coming off of a loss by a heel hook versus Joe Soto at UFC Fight Night 98. He had a 3-fight winning streak going where he won the Ultimate Fighter, I believe it was Latin America Season 1 that he had won, where it's interesting because he lost in the semifinals, and then no, he wasn't the one who won the whole shebang. He wasn't the winner of the season, that's right. He had fought Marlon Vera, who is one of my favorite fighters. Yeah, like, I have a lot of fighters that I really like, but you know, so he's an awesome fighter. He's, you know, fighting for his a lot of reasons why he's fighting is for his daughter, to help her get her surgery for her I believe she has some kind of thing where she can't have any facial expressions. But anyways, back to Marcos Beltran. Marcos Beltran had defeated Marlon Vera at UFC 180 by unanimous decision. Then he went on to beat Ning at UFC Fight Night 79 by split decision. Then he beat Vieira by rear naked choke at UFC Fight Night 90. Then he lost to Joe Soto, like I said, by heel hook. He's lost twice by heel hook as a pro, and he's lost once by armbar from what it shows here as a pro, but he does have a rear naked choke victory, 2 armbar victories for him in his wins by submission. So he could possibly surprise me and submit the debuter of Deiveson. I don't believe that's going to happen, though. Like, this guy, from my understanding, from what I've seen, the videos I saw of him fighting, I know they're different level of fighters, and, you know, it's a different thing coming to the UFC. He's going to be debuting on the big show and everything, especially for UFC. He's going to be, to my understanding, kicking off UFC 212 down in Brazil, baby, that he's going to be fighting there. So it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes with this, but I really expect him to win by submission in this fight. From what I understand, his nickname, Deus da Guerrilla, and translated from Portuguese to English is Son of God, or God of Son of God, I believe. So if I'm wrong on that, let me know down below. I probably butchered how to say that in Portuguese. I don't know the language. I never learned a second language. I learned a little bit of French, but only, you know, but I don't really remember any of it. That was a long time ago, man. So anyways, so if you enjoyed this prediction, let me know down in the comments section if you enjoyed this prediction and preview information for Marcos Beltran versus Deiveson Figueiredo down below in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to take a moment and slap that like button like a pimp. Subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome if you punch that subscribe button into submission. If you're new to the channel, Combat Sports is awesome, and you guys are amazing. Thanks for watching.